Hello everyone, welcome to Slithering Twitch channel. I'm Paradox Gamer and thank you for joining me here for the new Order of Battle DLC called Endsieg. So, as you can probably see here, it's the beta version of the new DLC. Version, what does it say here? 7.1.2. So this is actually not Steam, this is just a standalone beta version that I have been given here. So it expires on November 30, which means I have to probably finish the complete campaign before that date. I'm not sure if the save games will carry over to the actual Steam version. So this is also why none of the campaigns are activated here, because this is a standalone. But we don't really care about that. What we care about here is the Endsieg DLC. So, what says here? With the failure of the Citadel Offensive in 1943, renewed Soviet attacks all along the Eastern Front and the Allied invasion of Italy, the war has reached a critical phase. Can Germany prevail against its enemies and achieve the ultimate victory? So let's fire it up. First campaign event, Turning Point. The German offensive at Kursk has been cancelled due to the Allied invasion of Sicily and new Soviet offensives in southern Russia. Can the Wehrmacht regain the initiative, or has the tide been irreversibly turned? So pretty much the same message here. What I want to start with is the specialization. So what we're looking at here is the new specialization tree for Endsieg. So we kind of recognize the stuff here at the top from the previous DLCs, but we have some added stuff at the bottom. Let's go through them here. Advanced Aeronautics. More advanced aircraft become available early in the campaign, 1944. And then we have Wire-Guided Bomb. Tactical bombers gain +5 attack against structures and naval units. And in 1945 we have the Vampir Nachtsjäger, which adds a half-track to our Army Corps, which provides an offensive combat bonus to adjacent tanks. And also the Uran project, which adds one single-use nuclear bomber to our Air Force. Additional nuclear bombers can be purchased. That's actually quite interesting. But I'll probably quite far down the mission tree before we actually get to that. We also, we have a 1946 one here called Entwicklung series, which is the Panzerkampfwagen E100 heavy tanks can be purchased. Panther and Tiger II tanks purchased and repair cost becomes 10% cheaper. They are already very expensive, so 10% is gonna be a lot of points. Panzerkrieg in 1944 grants a Panther G tank with 4 experience stars, so that's a one-off, but it also disables the tank school specialization effect, which adds 1 experience star to newly purchased tanks. Oh, yeah, I mean, after you have bought the tanks that you need for your core forces, this would be quite nice with an extra Panther. And then there's the Waffen SS 3 with +6 ground CP for the Waffen SS faction, and +5 RP per turn are transferred from Germany to the Waffen SS faction. And I think it's worth to mention that it's actually transferred. You don't get extra points. You get 5 less for Germany and 5 extra for the SS. So let's close that up and go to the first mission here. First Soviet Donbass offensive. It's the Donbass Basin in July 1943. A new Soviet offensive in the Donbass area forces the Wehrmacht to divert units away from the Kursk salient. So let's go to that one. Hello everybody there in the chat. People want to see nuclear bombers and the new E100 tanks. That's probably not going to be today though, because this is going to be the first mission. Let's see, mission briefing. Okay. Is it centered on the screen there? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. So, Strategic and tactical setbacks have brought an end to our Kursk offensive. The Allied invasion of Sicily demanded a shift of Axis forces from Russia to Italy. And to make matters worse, the Red Army has just launched a new offensive in the Donbass area. Armies of the Soviet Southwestern Front have already crossed the Donets River and defeated our forward defenses. They are now advancing southwards on Barvankovo and Slavyansk. A second picture is coming from the Soviet Southern Front, attacking westwards across the Mius River towards Stalino. Clearly the enemy intends to unite both attacks and encircle our position. As the Soviet offensive is already underway, it is too late to rely on well-fortified front lines. Instead, we'll have to rely on a mobile defensive force, shifting it around the battlefield to wherever it is needed the most. It is clear our enemies have retaken the initiative, and the next few months could be decisive for the outcome of the whole war. Start the game. Right, so primary objectives: never lose Stalino or Krasnograd, located here at the back. Okay, and also control all primary VPs at the end. So we have up here one there, one, that's two, that's 3, 4, 5, plus Stalino and Krasnograd. So 5 frontline locations and the 2 in the back. And it's at the game end that we have to control them. So we can lose some of them and then retake them later on. And then the secondary objectives is to destroy 10 Soviet tanks. The Soviet tank units will be manned by less experienced crews in future battles. And the Panther D must survive and deal 12 damage. The Panther D is here. A half-strength Panther A tank will be added to our core army in the near future. So this guy has to survive and deal damage at the same time. Okay. Custom core force. You can play this campaign with a predetermined core force or compose a custom one from scratch. Would you like to use a custom force? I'll let you guys play around with that. I'll just go straight into the game for now. So we have 2 commanders available. This down here is a fighter commander, Gerhard Barkhorn, and we do have a few fighters to start with. So we have a Bf-109G here and a Focke-Wulf 190A up here. I think we're gonna put him on the Messerschmitt. There we go. And then we have a ground commander, which is actually a tank commander, +1 to attack and +2 to defense against armor. I'm not going to put him in the Panther because that's not a core force, but we do have a Tiger up here. So let's put him in that one. All right, so just gonna briefly go through the front line. So we have a Soviet attack coming in from the north. And this is very lightly defended up here. We have a armored car, we have a Flak 37, some German infantry, a Martyr 2, and a 75mm artillery piece, plus some weak infantry here in front of the river. Why would you place them here in front of the river? I don't know, but there they are. But then in the back here we have a nice pool of reinforcements with a Panzer 4H and a Stuk 3G and some more infantry with 2.5 stars. Further over here we have what is this? This is a armored car as well and a 75mm artillery piece. We have some heavy infantry, a Pak 38 50mm. We have the Tiger and some AA Flak 37. Further up here we have some heavy infantry and a Nebelwerfer, also a Panzer 3M. Now I just keep going down here. We have some engineers, some heavy infantry, a Martyr 3, more infantry over there. Further down here we have a Pak 40 75mm, some more artillery. This one is trucked. We have a Stuk 3G, the Panther Panther D here, and a half-track AA gun, more infantry, more heavy infantry. This is a Vespe, which is a artillery piece, mounted on a, is that a Panzer 4 chassis? I'm not quite sure. The Vespe, I can't remember what kind of chassis it's on. And then there's a Panzer 4H and some more infantry down here. In the skies we have the Messerschmitt and the Focke-Wulf, and then we have a Do 217K, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm thinking here is to give up some ground in the north, especially here because we are on the wrong side of the river. Also the same here, so we're going to give up both of these primaries, and then we're actually going to try and hold the line down this way through the Gorlivka and down this way to Malevskia. We cannot go further back from here because that's Stalino, which we are not allowed to lose at any point in the game. I do have 5 command points that I can use for army and 3 for air. And we also have 12 SS land command points. And I just came up with an idea, so I think I want to carry that out. And that is because I'm not getting a lot of points from the SS. So what I've experienced before is that the SS typically gets depleted and I don't have the points to get them back up to full strength. And that's pretty useless. So my thought here is to actually buy some SS artillery, because they can be kept in the back and they don't really need to be reinforced that much. Maybe a little bit from some bombing raids and stuff like that, or counter artillery battery fire, but I think they can hold their points pretty well. And they will cost 4 points if we add some trucks to them. The 21 centimeter is 220 points plus 40 for the truck. So let's get a couple of those. Question is, where do we want to deploy them? I think we want one up here. I think we want both up here. I'm gonna buy 2. Yeah, let's put them up here. One goes there, and then I'll buy another one. And put that somewhere over here. Here? Is that too far forward? Yeah, let's just put it over here somewhere. I could do one more, but then I would just be catching up too many points. So I need something else other than artillery, and the tanks will be too expensive. So we could do some infantry. How about an infantry with half-track capability? Let's get one of those. And we want that in the north as well, I think. Let's get it straight up there. And then we have some German regular land command points. 5 of those. So let's get another artillery. I don't have the I don't have enough supply though, it looks like. Yes, I should have. Why can't I buy that? I was still on the SS, sorry. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so let's get one of these. So that's 4 points, so that means I would have 1 extra point. I guess that's fine. And we'll put that down here in the south then. Maybe here. And we can buy another fighter, which I will as well. So let's get another fighter. let's get another Focke-Wulf up there. There we go. And with that, we are ready to roll. Now the Soviets are going to have the first turn, so we're just going to have to sit back and take the whatever beating that we're getting in the beginning. And I'll try to pull my guys back as best as I can. Let me just check the chat here. TSPC37730, I think it's a Panzer 2 or Panzer 3 chassis on the Vespi. I don't think it's a Panzer 2 though. Panzer 3 could be. Anyway, let's get this rolling. So I'm just gonna hit the button. Now, I don't know if they have optimized the game for the enemy turns. Let's see if it freezes up again. It does. Okay. Yeah, this is normal. So let me just walk you through it. There is a Russian fighter coming down and shooting at my my doe. And a couple of other fighters incoming, but they didn't quite reach. On the ground, we just see the Soviets advancing with whatever they have here. Oh, now you can see actually. No, yeah, you can. Okay, it's better. This is much better than before. I think they have optimized it a little bit. Now you can see all of this. Right, so we have all kinds of heavy tanks and infantry coming at us. Not a lot of artillery shelling though, which is a good thing, because that's the real killer. And looks like my heavy infantry, they can hold their own. They don't care much about that. But they will get surrounded if I don't get them out of that position very soon. We're in the north. We can see some armor coming at me. I do have an AT gun there, so they're not going to attack that. That would be stupid. But they are attacking my depleted infantry here north of the river. If they can make it back, I will be very happy. I doubt it. Okay, so the AT gun will be attacked now by the infantry. And might not survive that. Let's see, it goes into the river. And that means they can put something forward and that will probably kill it. Yeah, it's dead. But I guess if I re-rain this opening, the same thing would happen all over again. So that one is meant to die. So there's no need to cry about that. We see KV-1s coming in at us, T-34s. Here they are. Probably gonna hit the flak. It is defended by the Martyr though. So 2 damage to the T-34. The armored car will hit my depleted infantry. No, it hits the other armored car. But that was also depleted. And you can still see everything. Ah, that's perfect. I'm happy about that. More infantry coming. Oh yeah, more there. Oh, they're in trouble. They have to move back towards the river now. They're stuck. Okay, they're dead. That's actually quite unlucky that they didn't withdraw from that. Back over on the eastern side here. Our infantry's taking a pounding. Incoming bombers as well. We got some engineers. T-34. Okay, they're gonna get hit hard here. 2 damage from the first T-34. The infantry can't reach them. Okay, that was not too bad. Stretched thin. The Luftwaffe is struggling to counter the Soviet Air Force in this sector. They are preparing to free up some assets from other sectors and shift them to operations soon. Yeah, soon is not quite gonna cut it, is it? Needs to be very fast. Let's start in the air. So you didn't see quite the beginning. So we had this LAC 3 coming down, taking a shot at the DO 217. And we have a couple more fighters here, a Yak 9 and an ALA 5 coming down this way. And there's another one here, the Yak 9. So they have 4 fighters and a couple of bombers incoming. And I have my 3 fighters. And as usual, I'm gonna try and take down the fighters one by one, which means I will take my guy here. And I will take some shots at this one until it's dead. And we'll just get it. So the first enemy fighter is down. And let's see if we can get this one out of the way. We have an airfield down here, and we have an airfield nearby as well. The question is, where is the enemy bombers gonna hit? Let's try and take it down to this airfield down here. Alright. Okay, we actually have this one as well. I should have taken that first, but I can go out here on the bridge and take a shot on the LA-5. Doing 4 damage. And I remember there's also an AA gun down here somewhere. Oh, that's right here. Let's just take it back a notch and take a shot at the Yak 9 down here. Okay. So 1 fighter down, 2 are damaged. That's pretty good. That's a good start in the air. Now, up here in the corner, we need to get the heck out of dodge. And also we need to decide how many points are we going to throw at these units. This one, for example, is not going to make it out. I could do this. I could put it here. And the first unit coming down will hit it. And if it survives that, it will actually... It will go into the river, and no other enemy units will be able to hit it. So I think I'm going to put some points into it, hoping that it will survive the initial attack and end up in the river without anybody else being able to hit it. So he might have a standing chance. Over here, these guys will just do the same. They're just gonna go straight down and replenish, and they should be able to survive an attack into the river and come up the next turn on the other side. Over here, it's a little bit more dodgy because this Flak 37 is not gonna make it. Even though I take it up here and I can give it 2 points, it will still only be 3. But okay, the T-34 will have to go into the river to take it out, so at least... No, it's a waste of points. I'll just keep it at 1 point anyway, and if he wants to go down and get it, he can do so. Let's see how far can this Panzer 4 go. I might have to put it on the bridge. I might have to put it on the bridge. We need the Martyr behind it to support it. That's tricky. Yeah, so we're gonna have to put this on the bridge, which is not a good position. But my thought is this: we'll put the Martyr 2 in behind it, put it up to 10, and then we'll take the infantry onto the other bridge and just stay there. So if the T-34 attacks any of them, the Martyr will hit it back. The artillery will have to move out of the way. Put it here, and then we can get the armored car out of the way and just replenish it there. So this artillery will get a little bit closer as well. Let's get it up here, ready to fire in the next turn. And let's see if we need more infantry over there or if we are okay. Let's just go here first and see what the situation is. Now, we have an opening. They can actually cross the bridge right now, so I'm gonna have to close that gap. That's gonna be with the Stuk. So we'll put the Stuk right behind here, but not on the actual bridge. And then we can get the armored car out of the way. Let's just get it all the way down here and replenish it back to 7. Then we need to get the artillery out of the way as well, but not too far away. I would say we could just take it back one step here. And then the Tiger can actually reach up there. So we just put it there. The Tiger goes up here and takes a shot at the T-34. That's going to be a good shot. 4 damage and forces us back up the river. And I'm not going to follow that. On the contrary, we are going to move back with the heavy infantry here back to safety and replenish it up to 10. And then we have the SS here. I think we're going to need them elsewhere. The artillery will go further up, will position itself here. And then we have this infantry. I think we're going to take them up this way. Okay, put them there. And then we still have the SS over here. Do I need them further up this way? I think I'm going to pull these guys back, so we're going to have to take the Nebelwerfer back and then put the heavy in there. And try to hold that position. The Panzer 3M is going to have to go back as well. How far can these guys go? They can only go to here. So let's take them over there and replenish, and then we'll take the Panzer back to here, I guess. Replenish that as well. And then we have the heavy infantry, which will go into the Artemovsk town here and just hold that position. And then we also have the engineers, which I'm going to take down. So the SS I'll put over here as a rapid reaction force. Right there on the road. Okay. We have the artillery. Let's just say we have the Martyr as well. Martyr 3. Hang on to that in a second. Let's see, we gotta move these guys back as well. We can get them quite far back to here. And replenish. And I think we'll replenish the Panther in place. Like that. Still got 2 stars. And we have some infantry here. So let's get them over there. And we have the Stuk. Place that there. The artillery is actually in a fine position. Just leave it there, and then we have the other artillery. We don't have any artillery here in the south, though. Yes, we do. No, that's a pack. Okay, so let's take this one down, and then we can use this one over here. This should be fine. Now we still have the Martyr. We're going to put the Martyr. Okay, let's just take it down here. Okay, this is pretty much it. We have Pack 40. They're just going to stay there. And this one is going to head back to here. Replenish to 10. Oh, we have more infantry over here. Can we get that back? Yes, we can. We can get that all the way back across the river. Get the pack in the town and just put the Panzer on the bridge to defend the truck and get these guys back to here. These guys will just run back this way. That's pretty much it. Run away. This one is the most dangerous one. I think the others are in a pretty good position. Okay, let's find out. So we might get a little bit of freeze again. I'll walk you through it if that happens. The fighter from the south comes up and takes a shot at my one of my Fokker Wolves. The bomber attacks. What does it attack there? I can't see what's underneath. I think it's an infantry unit. And then we have the fighters from the north attacking the same Fokker Wolf. Can you see this? No. And the remaining fighter heads back to safety. So we have only 2 fighters now. Enemy artillery opens fire in the north. No damage though. And we're back in the south with a KV spearheading the attack. Infantry moving in. You still can't see it. More infantry. Yeah, they're just coming with everything they have, I think. Heavy tanks, light tanks, armored cars, infantry. There's a big variety of stuff coming in. You can see it in a minute. There's nothing to see right now. Okay, so in the center they catch my infantry unit furthest to the east. T-34 comes close to the Panther but decides not to attack. Pretty wise choice, I think. Now you still can't follow. Okay. They got a lot of stuff incoming, I can tell you that. So a T-34 attacks some of my infantry units, but it's defended by a Stuk. So heavy damage to the T-34. And now you're on. Okay. You can see this. So in the north, you can see everything. They're taking one of the primaries now. Attacking across the river. But they get a lot of damage from that. So I'm fine with that. Now here comes what I was talking about. So they're attacking this guy. He will go into the river. And if the enemy follows up... he goes in the wrong direction. Okay. So never mind. He's gonna die anyway. He should have gone straight down. But let's see. T-34 comes back into the river, but decides not to attack the Tiger. Odds are simply not in his favor. Still haven't attacked the 1 strength point infantry unit. But they have this guy here with 7 points. He will probably do it. And now goes the flak. But my Martyr deals 4 damage to the T-34. So that's everything I could ask for. And here we go. So this guy is dead. So I'm going to lose 3 units. The Pak 75, the Flak 37, and now 1 infantry unit has died. The bomber decides to attack my artillery, which is a wise choice, but it was defended by my flak there. So reinforcements. German reinforcements arrived near Alexandropoli. What do we got? Panzer 3N and some German infantry. Okay, so let's start in the skies here. So what we can see is we have 1 Fokker Wolf with the 7 points. Yeah, the flak is just gonna shoot at the Lucian. And that takes it down to 7, but I'm gonna go for the fighters first. So let's start with the Messerschmitt. Finish it off with the damaged Fokker Wolf. And then the other Fokker Wolf will start working on the Yak 9 here. So that's the last active fighter, and one of the fighters went back to the airfield, and we still have a couple of bombers. Speaking of which, we have the half-track here, which will take a shot at that one. P2. And takes it down to 8 points. Okay, that was the Battle of the Skies. Back on the ground in the north, we lost that one. These guys might make it. We can get them down there and then up to 7 points. So they will probably get out. Pretty thin over here now though. They can cross the river, so we probably should get something over there. Artillery, I will spend this turn replenishing the 75mm back to 10. I might consider taking Panzer over there, because there is actually a chance that I can kill it. But it's probably not good enough. Okay, we'll just retreat a little bit. I don't want to be on the bridge itself. So we're going to come down this way. Come down this way. Come down this way. Get this one out of the way. And we have some infantry. We can put them up here. And then there's a Panzer 3. We'll take that up this way. Okay, so these guys will head over this way, just to make sure nobody crosses the river somewhere. And this artillery can actually fire. So there's a KV-1, there's some infantry. Let's go for the infantry for now. Okay, over here. This is looking okay. Let's see, there is the artillery. We need to get that raised to 9. The other artillery will fire on... Let's fire on the T-34, take it down a notch, and then the Tiger will do its thing. Boom. There's also the KV-1 right next to. Now we'll just keep feeding these guys. And get this one back to full strength. Why does it only get 1 point at a time? Ah, that's because it's a French armored car, so it will always only get 1 point back every turn. That's how it is. Now we still have the Stuk, which can just deal some damage to the infantry right in front of them and hold the bridge. So things are looking okay right here, right? So yeah. Now let's get the Nebelwerfer back to full strength. Let's just take a free shot on these guys. Looks like they will hold. Now we gotta get these guys out of the fray. And they will also survive. We still have the SS. They will just take a hold up in the junction here. And the Panzer 3, I think we'll bring that down to here. We also have the engineers. Let's bring them forward to here. And let's just get the Panther interaction. Boom. 3 damage. Get the infantry back and replenish. And then we have the Stuk. There's a pretty good chance it could take out that T-34, so let's do that. Yeah, it survives. Infantry replenishes, and these guys will just close the gap here, I guess. Yeah, go there. And then we still have the Martyr, which we could put behind these guys. Yeah, let's do that. Now, we do have the... oh, I thought that was a KV. No, this is an Su-152. Pretty nasty stuff. We're definitely gonna hit that with the artillery. And also this one. Vespe. Okay, that takes its organization down crucially. We want to reorganize this a little bit, I think, because the actually the AT gun should have been right there where the Vespe is now. I didn't think about that cleverly enough. Okay, I guess we'll just put it here then. Get the infantry into the town and bring the Panzer IV back here. And then get these guys up here. We gotta watch if they are taking a more southerly path. If they do, we have to counter that somehow. And I think that's it for turn 2. And we're ready to go for the Soviet turn 3. Let me just check the chat real quick here. Is anything... AT units seems like the way to go in this game. AT units equal free shots. But yeah, but only if they are correctly positioned right behind the defending unit. And as you saw in the beginning, if they go toe-to-toe with regular units, they are easy prey. So yeah. The sound is funny with delay. I'm not sure. Okay. There might be a little bit of delay there. The new Panzer IIIN should be able to help check the infantry crossing the river in the northwest. Yeah, I just put an infantry unit there instead. Okay, let's go with the next turn here. So, it will freeze a little bit, as usual. So the fighter returns. The bomber attacks my doe, my landed doe. You can't see that. Actually, both enemy fighters returns to base, so we have no enemy units in the sky in the north right now. Okay. In the east, we have masses of Soviet infantry coming in. And they have that mobile artillery piece. It actually targeted my SS artillery piece. That was not good. 3 damage lost there. Let's see if I can snipe it somehow. A little bit of activity around the Panther. In the south we have an armored car coming onto the bridge, which means there's no space for the Su-152 to get in there. You should get some view back, some vision back soon. Yeah, the Su-152 decides to go north towards the Panther. My artillery should be able to hit it from there, though. You'll get that vision in a minute. T-34 around the Panther decided it had enough and is heading back. Further north from that position we have infantry movement, but not really that much. Now we're in the extreme north where we have a continuous attack against my Tiger position. Well, actually the infantry right next to it, but it's holding its ground. And in the northwest we have another T-34 arriving at full strength, plus the KV-1, which will fire on the infantry in the river, and they will probably flee back into safety on the other side. So that played out very well. Okay. For some reason the whole thing is still frozen. I'm gonna wait a second here to get you back up to speed. Oh, there we go. So it was the entire AI turn this time. Okay, there are more units now than in the first turn, probably. We can see the Panther D has secured 3 damage out of the 12 we need. We still haven't destroyed a single Soviet tank. More reinforcements incoming. That is a Nashorn and some Gebirgsjäger 42. They cannot be upgraded. So let's start in the sky. All the enemy planes have disappeared in the north. There is still the bomber here in the south, which I'm gonna send my half-track over there to take a shot. Takes it down to 6, and my fighters will be able to take it out. Easily. So that one's down, and the remaining fighter we can actually land and repair. So let's get them over here. There we go. That was the sky. Back on the ground. Now we can see here that somebody moved into the river. So there is somebody here. That's probably an infantry unit though. And we can just go over here and see what it is. Actually, there's nothing there. How did they get that river then? That's interesting. That was a waste of a movement there. Now the artillery is in full swing here. And we want to hit that T-34. Because it's so dangerous. Take a shot at the BA-10, get it out of the way. We can actually take it down to 1, I think, if we move these guys up. 2, okay. And just replenish the infantry. Back to 9. So we are holding the position up here. Over here. The Tiger will take its usual shot. There's nothing to fire on from the 88. Although, of course, we could take the barrel down and use it as an AT gun as well. But there are still enemy fighters and bombers in the sky. So we'll do that later when we have taken out all the enemy aircraft. Instead, we'll just use the Stuk 3 on the T-38. The artillery will hit the infantry there. Get the heavies back to 7, the artillery back to 10, and the French armored car back to 9. We still got plenty of points, 200. Over here we now have the Nibelwerfer ready to go, but there's nobody to attack. Okay. So they'll just dig in. In the center we have some Soviet infantry coming there. I think we'll hit them with the... No, let's hit them with the heavies first. They will withdraw to the bridge. And then we can follow up with the SS coming in here and take them out. The infantry behind them will replenish back to full strength. Further down, no enemy activity right here, so we're pretty safe there. But as we can see, there's a lot of them over here, including the Su-152, which is right there. We have a Valentine Mark II sneaking in here. Let's see how far can the Nashorn go. It can actually go pretty far. It can come all the way up here and take a shot at the T-60. That's interesting, but where would these guys go then? Yeah, I don't want them in the river. How do we do this the best way? We got the 2 artillery pieces. Let's hit some of the infantry. There. Twice. The Panzer will hit the BA-10, get that out of the way. Take a shot in the south. Stay put. And let's just take the shot of the T-60. Maybe the Nashorn. No, it's just one off. Oh, we'll keep it here on the road. These guys haven't taken any shots, so they can just take a light mortar attack on the infantry over here. I think the mortars have been buffed a little bit. They seem more effective somehow. And we have the Kabir Shaker. They will just head towards the front line. Now we still haven't done anything here. How effective is the Panther against the SU? It will take it down by 1. Okay, let's do that. The Stuk should deal some damage as well, so if I can get these guys out of the way first... will they flee from that? No, unfortunately not. Okay, let's just do this then. Follow up on that. Get the Martyr in behind them. And then we can do some kind of front line over here. Using this guy. And this guy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I really want to do some damage to that. We can do that here with the Panzer 3M. But that opens the front right here, so I'm gonna have to use the engineers to put a stopgap here. They got the Park 40 to defend them, and then just get this one back to full strength. I don't care much about the dough. Just leave that there for now. And we have this one. Go back to full, and we have a Panzer 3N. Which we'll put somewhere around here. It can go both ways. Okay. Looks pretty solid, if I may say so. Depending on what's coming, of course. I think we've been all around here, yeah, so let's just hit the button. Let me just check the chat a little bit here. Okay, so it's Soviet turn 4. We still have that pesky artillery piece, and that's gonna cause me some trouble up in the north. Yeah, you just saw that. It's frozen right there where it opens up fire. I can't really get to it because there's too many Soviet units in the way. So that's gonna be a problem. The AI is thinking. So nothing going on right now. I'm just gonna take a sip of water. Back in the south, we have some Soviet engineers attacking my Stuk, causing no damage, and the enemy artillery stays put and fires. That means I can deal some extra damage to it next turn. I thought it would go away. Soviet infantry on the bridge attacks the SS unit, taking more damage than they are dealing. More infantry arriving in the south. The SU-152 goes back 1 hex and decides not to contest the Panther. In the north we have infantry attacking now the Tiger position, but they decide not to do anything. They just arrive at the front line and don't attack. Northwest, that's where we have the 2 T-34s and some fresh infantry incoming. They are attacking my infantry but deals no damage. Let's see what the T-34s do. So far they just stay put, and the infantry is doing all the hard work. Now the KV arrives in the center. Man, not the center, but it tries to cross the river, and I think it can. No, it decides not to. Okay, I'll show you that in a second when we get to it. Yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna wait a few seconds until we catch up. There we go. Okay. Partisans. We are receiving intel reports about partisan actions being prepared between Krasnograd and Stalino, intended to disrupt our supply lines. And we seem to get a armored car to help out with that. We do have an armored car over here as well, so let's bring that down. Bring this one over there. And then we have the French one, which we can send down as well. So 3 armored cars, that should be fine. Let me just show you here. That's the KV-1. It attacked the infantry and forces them back, and it has the option to follow them, but it decides not to. This is going to be a priority target for artillery. Just a second. Let me start with the infantry here. You can see the T-34s are not moving. Kind of a bad trade-off there. Okay, let's do that. So we can match them with the Panzer III, and I think we're better off using the artillery on the enemy infantry instead here. The 75mm does really no effect. We might get it down a little bit in organization. That's all I can hope for. No, I think it's better to put that on here. I should have done that first. Okay, so we can get these guys out of the way with the Panzer IV. Now I could go over here and take this shot on the T-34, but that will leave me vulnerable for the infantry. But considering they're all the way down to 5, but we do have some engineers that can come up behind, so I'm not going to move this guy. I think we're going to soften up the KV with some infantry, and then we'll take Panzer III in with a side shot here. Boom. Takes it down to 6. Still a bit dangerous because it can come up here and take a shot on my artillery. The only way to counter that is to move these guys over here. I don't think they will die if the KV attacks them, especially since I can get them back up to 6. They are just there to prevent any damage on the artillery. That's the sole function right there. Okay, over here. The Soviet seems unable to penetrate my line here. I mean, these heavy infantry are taking a lot of damage, primarily from the enemy artillery up here. But that's fine, that's not a core force. So the artillery will fire on the infantry approaching. And then we'll just, there's nothing else to fire at here, so the Stuk will just fire on the infantry. The Tiger will take out the T-38. No, it actually survives that. Oh, that's incredible. Okay. And we'll pour a few more points. It's 24 points? I'm not happy about it. Let's bring them back a little bit here. 160 points left. Do we want to put some points into this one? I think we do. The fighter is ready to go up next turn. In the corner here, the Nebelwerfer has a target. The infantry will just dig in. Now here we have some enemy units. I think I want to keep the heavies dug in here in the town and leave the fighting to the infantry. Like that. And the SS will just replenish right there. So that looks pretty good as well. Coming down here, I think it's time to get some fuel. So let's land the Messerschmitt. And then just keep this Focke-Wulf in the air. For now. And then we come down here, we can see that the enemy Su-76 is right there in front of my Panzer. And I can deal 4+ damage to it. So I'm definitely gonna do that. The question is, do I want my artillery to rain on it first? I think the answer is yes. So 3 damage from the artillery. And it'll probably come down to 1 point and yeah, move out of the way. Okay. That's fine. Now the Panther can deal more damage to the Su-152, but it has taken 2 damage itself. Now let's take at the look at the secondary objectives. It has now dealt 6 damage out of the 12 needed. And I think that the way it's worded here is a bit misleading, because I just think it needs to survive to deal the 12 damage. Once it has dealt 12 damage, I think it can die okay. Just speculating here, but I think that's how it works. Okay, so I think we're gonna do it this way. The Stuk moves forward 1 tile to deal some extra damage to the Su. Now that's no longer a concern. And then we'll bring some fresh infantry down and take a shot at the engineers here. And I'm gonna stay put here, because I'm still protected by the Martyr. That was an interesting move. Right into the river there. I can reach him with the infantry from the back here. Yeah, I don't know. It's tempting to take the infantry into the river and to finish them off, but that will probably prompt the Valentine to do the same thing. And that will hurt. No, I think we'll get them later on. I'll replenish these guys instead. Up here we can take that shot on the T-34, push that back as well. Okay. That's pretty much it for now. Let's bring this one forward a little bit. And then down in the south. So we have some fresh infantry here, and we have the Valentine to consider. Now we do have a Nashorn, which is not necessarily doing great against the Valentine, but it will completely obliterate the T-60. So it depends on how much infantry does the Soviets have around it, because it's very, very vulnerable to infantry attacks against it. So let's start by firing the artillery on the enemy infantry. Ideally, push it out of the way. Like that. Then we'll take the Nashorn onto the bridge. And obliterate the T-60. No, it survives. They have a lot of tanks with 1 strength point right now. But we'll follow that up with the Heavies crossing the bridge, taking out the T-60. And the Valentine is about to be encircled. if it's not careful. I can almost do the encirclement now, but it's a bit too far stretched. I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is take the Panzer IV forward and take a shot at the BA-10. And the remaining infantry down here just replenishes to get ready for the next assault. And that's it for the turn. So let's see how that partisan thing works out. End the turn, and you're probably gonna freeze now, but let's see. Yeah, I just saw a couple of partisan units appear. In the north, we can see the enemy artillery opening fire. The partisans are moving on Krasnograd. I see 3 partisan units moving on Krasnograd. One of them runs right into my armored car, taking 3 damage, so that's good. Okay, so let's see where we go on the battlefield. I suspect we'll see some enemy aircraft soon, because they have had time to replenish and refuel, so I'd expect those guys to return. Right now the AI is thinking about it. Otling14 says he's a bit annoying with the survival thing. Yeah, I think that's true. More often than not, the enemy units will always survive with 1 strength point. You need overwhelming odds to take them out completely, which I guess is kind of realistic, but in game terms here it's a bit annoying, that's true. Actually, there's just a little bit of movement around here. There's nothing going on really, so you're not really missing anything. I'll keep you updated. We have to keep in mind the Panther needs to deal 6 more damage, and it has taken a couple of hits. Enemy engineers attacking across the bridge in the east. That's not a good idea. They are easily repelled. In the south, we have a T-34 coming in with 1 strength point. In the center, we have another armor coming in with 1 strength point. Really, really strange behavior. But now we have some heavy infantry incoming. That's why the T-34 attacked. So they will do the ground base attack, but the T-34 is not good enough. Now the attack on the Nashorn from the Valentine, and it's a 3-3. 3 damage each. So that's okay. In the center, my German infantry is taking a lot of pounding from the T-34s incoming. And okay, a little bit of diverse movement there. In the north, we have more fresh infantry attacking. My Stuk dealing a bit of damage. In the northwest, we have the engineers attacking across the bridge. Let's see if they can follow up that attack with the T-34s, or if the T-34s will stay put still. No, now it goes across the bridge. It will attack my infantry, but it is protected by the Martyr. Still haven't attacked though, but I expect that attack to happen. Okay, the KV attacks the infantry unit as expected, but only dealing 1 damage. And now crossing the river. It's a shame you can't see this. It's full-scale Soviet attack coming across the river now. I'll show you in a bit. And here comes the enemy bomber. That's exactly like I expected. Attacking the Tiger. I didn't see any damage though. Now the fighter is attacking my Focke-Wulf, dealing 1 damage and taking 3 in return. That's a pretty bad behavior. And you can see it now. Okay, so we have a new secondary objective. Stop the partisan raid. So we need to take out 2 of the partisan units. Disrupted. Partisan activity around Krasnograd has increased and is disrupting the flow of resources to the front lines. Okay, so let's start with that. We have the 3 partisan units here, as you can see. But I have my... Oh, these guys can't reach. Okay, I have a couple of armored cars incoming here. They can get to there, and then we can just attack these guys here. So I don't think they're gonna reach Krasnograd for sure. Which means I will not lose any supplies. Okay, so here you can see in the north, they have attacked across the river. The T-34 came in here and I expected them to attack the infantry, taking a lot of damage from the Martyr, but they didn't. So they're not that stupid. Now, infantry attacking across the river here, attacking these guys in the side, and the KV came up here as expected, pushing these guys down. So the artillery is again in a perilous position. Problem is, what can I do about it? There's a little bit too much going on over here. Yeah, I might have to sacrifice the Martyr, coming up and taking a 3-3 on the T-34. You know, just to keep it down a little bit, because it can actually move quite far next turn if I don't do it. So I think that's probably needed. So let's do that first. It's not an ideal move, but it's a stopgap measure to ensure that it doesn't run amok in my flank. So I don't think I can deal enough damage to this KV to get it back into the river, which means I'm gonna have to move my artillery this turn. Just to keep it safe. We'll move it back here. The other artillery piece are gonna take a shot at these guys in the bridge. And then we're gonna switch these guys around so I get the Panzer IV over here. Take the shot on the KV. And in turn these guys will come back down and take the shot on the guys on the bridge. So we'll keep a coherent line, getting these guys back to 8. And this is not good enough to kill it. So what I could do is take a damage this way, ignoring the Soviet infantry here. I think I'll do that. They'll take it down to 1, and either way I will take it out by simply... Ah, no, it goes 2 hexes. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That means I can't reach it with the Panzer III. Okay, so I will just go over here, and the problem is I will not take out the BA-10 either. It'll just take 1 damage and get out of the way. I could go back to the bridge here and destroy the Soviet infantry instead. Okay, let's do that. Because there's a chance to kill them outright, and it actually happens as well. There we go. Okay. Alright, good enough, good enough. I still have a good line there. Over here. Fresh infantry arriving. We can see those guys here. The Tiger has not sustained any damage. We have infantry here, so I'm gonna... Where's the... if I can move these guys 1 hex, I can take a shot on the bomber there. So these guys are gonna have to move. Simply just move out of the way. Then move this guy over here, take a shot on the bomber. Taking it down to 5. Now, 2 fighters are still down. But this one can actually move. But I doubt it can take it out. No. What about this one? This one could do the same, so there's a chance I can take it out with that one. And then we can use the other one to deal some damage to the bomber. And we can see there's still one over here. But the bomber's still alive. With 2 points. Alright, back on the ground. We have 2 artillery pieces, and they're gonna target the enemy infantry as usual. That's where they deal the most damage. No armored targets. I think we'll take the Stuk back to full strength. And I'm about to run out of points here. The Tiger will deal some damage there. Okay, over here the Nebelwerfer can now hit those guys, so let's do that. The infantry will stay in place. Over here, yeah, I want to take out the Su-76. I can do that with the Heavies, leaving my position. Deal some damage there. And replenish these guys. Okay, so they are holding. Now, down here, artillery will hit the infantry. I think we'll just use the Martyr to take out the T-34. Then bring the Panda around. Dealing 3 damage, and that takes it to 9 out of 12. And the Panzer 3 just takes a shot on the T-34. That also means they can't get through, so we can safely take these guys back to Gulf Lika and replenish them back to 5. No enemy aircraft in this area. I don't think they have anything left. So we can't use the half-track. Now further down we still have the Stuk. And I think it could take out the Su-152 straight out. Let's see. No, it's not good enough for that. Let's wait a second. Let's do this right. Okay, let's close this pocket. The Nashorn can take out the Valentine. Take out the engineers. Move the infantry up. Take a shot on the enemy infantry. You know what? Wait, let's see how far can these guys go. Okay, they can actually do some stuff here. That will take it down to 1. And then I can choose between taking out the infantry or the Su-152 with the Stuk. But let's wait a second with that. I might have more options. I think I'll just move forward 1 with that one. Take a shot on those guys and then move on the bridge and push them out of the way here. Okay. I think we'll take out the SU. Like this. One tank less, so we are at 4 tank kills now. But plenty of targets around. We got one here. These guys will stay put, I think. Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got plenty of targets. Tank targets, that is. That was a pretty good turn, I think. Now, let's see what the Partisans will do when we hit the turn button. It's Soviet turn 6 coming up here. Less units on the map, so we might have less freezing, I hope so. Artillery's 2 artillery pieces in the north opens fire and actually deals 1 damage to the Tiger. The Partisans are 1 hex from Krasnograd with 1 of their units. The other ones are moving in some other direction. You still can't see that. Okay, so in the east, replenishments of enemy infantry. Okay. And now the AI is taking a turn thinking about it. There's a lot of replenishments going on from the Russian units, which could indicate they're running out of steam, so they're kind of moving into a defensive mode here. We do have an extra fresh infantry unit arriving there. Okay, dealing some damage. That was in the south. The T-34 decides to penetrate deep in the south, but doesn't reach its objective. Heavy infantry attacks the Panther, but deals 2 damage, or receives 2 damage itself. In the north we have fresh infantry arriving at the riverbed, pushing my infantry out of the way. So this is getting a bit serious, as they are actually able to cross the river. The T-34 and Martyr is exchanging shots. And my infantry at the riverbed is under huge pressure. Might have to do something about that. Okay, at the Tiger position we have some enemy movements. You still can't see anything, but no more attacks it seems. Now the fighter's coming back at full strength. Now you can see it attacking my Fokker Wolf. 2 damage each, and that's it for the turn. Air support. The Luftwaffe has freed up additional assets to support this operation. We are now able to deploy more air units against the enemy. But I don't have the points to actually use that. Although I could maybe get a reconnaissance aircraft just to get some vision. That might be a pretty good idea. So let's do that. Purchase a Stork. I'm not sure where I want it. Where do I want it? I think I'm the hardest pressed up here, so that might be a good place to put it. Alright, so let's take the Partisan. We can see 1 Partisan unit here is right next to Krasnograd. So we're gonna have to do something about that. And let's just take it out. I'll try to at least. Okay, it's gone. 1 unit down. And let's start in the skies. We now have the bomber returned to base. So there's only this fighter in the sky right now. So I have my 3 fighters, and they will just go and deal some damage up here. 3 damage. 3 damage. And maybe I can take it out with the last one. No, it's still alive with 1 point. Although if I move my artillery piece, I can take it out with the 88. Since I'm not terribly hard pressed in this sector, I might just do that. Let's just move it further back then. Let's move it over here. And then do this and take out the fighter. Okay. Tiger takes a shot here. Oh, nice! It went right into the shot of the Stuk 3, so let's see if we can finish it off. No. Artillery piece will might be have to press into service over here. Yeah, let's do that. And the infantry will just do nothing. Nebelwerfer can take a shot over here. Now this is the serious situation. Artillery will fire over there. One more shot. This is where we just replenish the Martyr and the infantry right next to it. Then we'll take the Panzer 3. Or maybe the 4 is better. That can actually take out the BA-10 straight off like that. Ah, come on. Ah. Okay. It forces us into the river and we can send the Panzer 3 around. So we can stop this enemy movement around here. Let's move up one hex there. Get these guys out of the way. Replenish these guys. No, just get them out of the way as well. Go over there. These guys are still in, but I need them to stay put. Replenish them as well. Bit on the defensive there, but that's fine. Over here, what we could do is try and cut these guys off. It's a bit tricky because I have to mount on my truck. I could do the same here, but they will mount on the half-track, which is not as bad as being on the truck. Let's try that. That worked. They're gone. I think these guys will just dig in where they stand for this turn. Over here, the artillery will fire or move. I think we're good enough here. We can do this. That will take out the T-34. Let's just move forward a little bit, take that one out. So I need to deal another, actually just 1 damage. Let's just move it forward and take a shot here. That should do it. Panther claws. Panther crews are praising the new tank's firepower and mobility, but complain about low reliability. Hopefully these problems will be resolved when the updated AUS reaches the battlefield. In my opinion, that's not the only problem with the Panther. There's also a problem that is very weak armor on the sides and rear. Only the front is really heavily armored, but that's another story. Just replenish these guys, get the artillery forward so we can use it more effectively here. Okay. The artillery will take a break. It looks like we have seriously impeded the enemy attack, and not only that, we have completely wiped it out. I will not venture too much forward because the enemy will probably have some artillery positions, and that would be stupid to lose a lot of points to enemy artillery. So we'll just push them out a little bit and then return safely. Get these guys up here. We can use the heavies. And then we can free up infantry here and take them out. Get the Martyr up here to a defensive position, and the Nashorn. We can put there. Alrighty then. I think that is my turn. So only a bit pressed up here, but it looks like we have stemmed the tide. I think we can turn that around. So let's go for Soviet turn 7. Yeah, enemy artillery now firing at my Stuk in the east. So I'm gonna pull them back. There's no need for that. Artillery in the north firing at the Tiger. No damage though. The enemy still has a bomber, and I think a fighter as well. Both heavily damaged, but they can repair that, of course. Paul Winter says, I see July 1943. Is that still Battle of Kursk? It's just around that time, yes, just after the battle. It's the Soviet offensive following the battle that we're playing here. And now we're in the southeast. We have some renewed Soviet attacks with infantry, but nowhere near enough to do anything. And a new T-34 in the northeast has arrived. Also renewed attacks in the east. On my SS unit, taking 1 damage. And another 2 damage from those 2 enemy units crossing the bridge. You still can't see that. In the north, the enemy infantry is moving forward. The T-34 is dealing shots with the Martyr. Actually, both the T-34s are doing that. And a fresh T-34 arrives in the north, attacking my Stuk. Oh, 5 damage to the T-34 and nothing to the Stuk. Enemy infantry moving into the river, getting ready for a new assault, and my heavy infantry in the half-track in the east is getting attacked by infantry. You can see that, you saw that there. Enemy bomber is back but has not replenished, so it will not do any damage and will probably get shot down. But there's still the enemy fighter, and that has been replenished. Okay, so we got the check mark on the Panther D. We need to kill another 5 enemy tanks and stop the partisan raids. Let's start in the air. Let's start by dealing some damage to the enemy fighter, and I think the damaged Focke-Wulf is still good enough to take out the Illusionary L2. Yes. And that will free up the other 2 fighters to try and take down the Lak 3. I think we will make it. Yeah, it's gone. And I think that's the last enemy plane. So we have effectively won the Battle of the Skies. Let's do the Partisans. They still have a couple of units, and I think we just need to kill 1 of them. So that should be fine right there, yes. Bella ciao! A swift and harsh response to partisan activity has driven them back into the forests. The normal flow of resources has been restored. Alright. That means we can free up this guy and start moving him north. Back where he is sorely needed, which is right here. Okay, let's see how we do this. Now, there's no doubt the infantry in the back, they just need to replenish. That's just that. Okay. Now, do we need to force the artillery to fire again? I think we have to. So how do we do this? Do we move back around with the tanks to take out the T-34? I think we'll replenish the Martyr one more time. And then we can move this infantry over here. Push them back. And then take the Panzer IV back into here and push that T-34 back there. I think that's how to do it. These guys will need to stay put to prevent enemy attacks across the river, but we can take out the enemy infantry with the Panzer III here. And I think we're okay now. Okay, over here. So we have a fresh T-34 arriving over here and a fresh T-34 arriving over here, but it kind of got a bloody nose attacking my Stuk. The artillery will fire on the enemy infantry there in the river. Let's take this one over here. This is my Stork, so we have vision on the enemy artillery, which I can start battling with soon. The Tiger will take out the BA-20, or try to, and then we'll get the heavy infantry back. It has been resting far too long, and we can use that to attack the infantry in the river. And since they're not retreating, instead of dealing damage to the T-34, we could destroy the infantry. Let's do that. Moving over here, we have the T-34 there, which will be fired on by the Nebelwerfer. And the light mortars. That should take the organization down a little bit. And then over here, push these guys back. Replenish the SS. Soften up these guys with the engineers. And then fire with the heavies, and we have the advantage here as well. No enemy planes down here. Haven't seen one in a long time. I think we'll just stay here and keep the line going there. So the artillery will fire down here. And down here. Let's just follow up on that. Take out the BA. Because they're so annoying, I like to take them out. Let's try and take out this infantry as well. Yep. And then we'll take the Stuk back to here, replenish it. Take a shot on the infantry, and should we use the Panther? Yeah, let's use the Panther to take it out. I'm now not gonna replenish all the non-core units because that's just a waste of points. These guys are core though, so I will replenish them. The rest of them are good. So the turns are getting a little shorter now as we are approaching the end of the enemy attack. Yeah, I think we're ready to go for the next turn here. Turn 8. Let's see. In the south, the Soviets are moving away with the last unit. In the east, they have one unit arriving, but it runs right into my my new line there. In the east, mortar attack. Can you see this? No. In the north, the artillery keeps firing, of course, and it's firing on my artillery. That's not very likable. I could use my fighters to straight run that artillery piece to get the edge on the counter battery fire. Now they do have some tanks. Let's see what they're gonna do with them. Okay, in the northwest, the T-34 is moving quite far into my rear. The other one is crossing back across the river. But nothing to worry about, I think. Oh, fresh infantry in the north arriving. They just seem to have endless resources. Okay, but not that many. Did I just... Yeah, I think one of my leaders, Manfred Eisenbach. No, he's a new commander available. And he is a +2/+2, so we're going to put him on one of my infantry. Preferably heavy infantry. Which is this one down here, so let's put him there. Okay, no more enemy planes, so I'm gonna take my fighters and I'm gonna straight run this artillery piece. Might not do any damage, but it's worth trying. Yeah, there's 1 damage there. And the remaining fighter, I think we'll just land him. Let's get the stalk up here. There's another artillery piece. But that has a very limited range. Okay, so we have a lot of armored cars that can shift north. Now, this is, you didn't see, one of the T-34s went down here. I think I can easily reach it. So let's just follow it down here, take it out. Now the artillery can reload, so I'm not going to fire the artillery. Just shoot the engineers here. Bring the Panzer III in over this way. Now remember, we have to retake these positions. So we gotta get ready for that. Let's bring these guys up here. Replenish. Take out this BA-10. You just leave the Martyr there in place. Over here. Let's fire on the enemy artillery. Get this guy out of the way. Okay, I think we can do this and take out the T-34. We can also cross the bridge and take out the KV-1. Doesn't really matter, does it? Let's take the KV-1 out. Boom. And take a shot on this infantry here. Boom, get it out of the way. A lot of damaged enemy units around here. Keep firing on the T-34 up here. It's very disorganized. Coming down there. Yeah, let's take a shot at these guys. Hopefully they will return to their own side here. Yes. And they will push these guys away. And since these guys are core units, they will remain in place and replenish back to full strength here. Down here, there's 1 enemy unit left. The artillery can take a shot at it first. reduce it, and let's bring these guys up here and take them out. Nothing down here. I think they moved a little bit down there. No, there's nothing to see. Alright, come back. Okay, I think that's it. So, enemy attacks completely gone in the southeast, almost gone in the east. They still have a lot here in the north. But let's go to turn 9. And I still got 80 points left, so I think that's fine. It's still frozen though. I think the enemy engineers in the east are killing themselves. Yes, okay, so they're gone. But they got fresh infantry in the northeast, attacking my very well dug in heavy infantry, so that did not work out for them. The T-34 moves south, but it's very disorganized and does very little damage to the enemy, to the German infantry. Northeast, the Russians are still crossing with one unit, taking heavy damage, and they really have nothing left here. So I'm ready to counterattack in the northwest. In the north, the T-34 moves into the river. I don't know what's that all about. I think they're just trying to stem the tide. Just put warm bodies in the way. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Just trying to stop me. Maybe they have some reinforcements coming. So they're just moving forward with everything. You can see that here. 2 strength, 1 strength, 3 strength. And we have a fresh bomber. 3 damage to my naval Waffe. And there's an anti-aircraft gun attacking the Stork. And we can see still more infantry arriving from the north. 2 units there, so they're not completely out of steam. And I still need to take out 3 enemy tanks, but we can probably do that this turn. Let's start in the air where we have a couple of fighters. Where are they? Let's see. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. Straight running. Yeah, okay. So let's bring them back. Attacking the PE2. It's still alive though, so we'll probably move out of the way. Let's get the 88 down to AA roll. And let's start over here. Take out this guy. Now they probably have somebody in Babenkovo. Let's move the tank up. Yeah, now we see them. Okay, let's just move up. There's nothing to see. Let's see if we can get to that tank over there. Yep, take that out. Take the airfield here on the other side. We have a KV-1 up there. Unfortunately, I can't reach it. Yes, I can. It's quite dangerous though, because my Martyr will be completely unprotected, but it's not a core force, so I don't really care. Let's just take it out. Move these guys over here. And let's get the artillery closer. And we have an armored car as well coming up here. So, over here... the artillery actually has no targets. Well, no good targets anyway. So, alright, let's just take a shot on the T-34 there. That'll bring it back on the other side, and we might be able to take it out with the Stuk. No, it goes over there. Okay. That will require me to go out of my way, which I'm not prepared to do. T-34 is not dangerous in that current position. Let's just take out this one with Tiger, and that is the special event, Repulsed. The destruction of most armored forces spearheading the Soviet attacks, the enemy offensive is grinding to a halt. So that was the last of the secondaries. We need to control all the primaries. We have to retake this one, in other words. Bearing in mind we have some fresh infantry incoming, I should probably take it a bit slow. But at least I can... And you know what, there's a screen of weak enemy units in front of me, so let's just take it back now. There we go. And we still have this one. Let's just take out that one. Bring the 88 over there. Over here, the Nebelwerfer. Take a shot there, and take a shot there. So the T-34 went down here. Let's just bring these guys out of the way. Can I reach with the heavy? No. Okay. Okay, let's use the engineers to take it down a notch. Replenish the SS, and we'll leave the heavies in place. There's no enemy units left down here, so there's no need to spend any points on any of this unless it's my core units. And none of those are hit, so that's fine. We can use this one over there. This one coming over there. Do we have points to replenish the fighter though? 36. Yeah, we have to do that anyway, so let's just do it now. Maybe take this half-track north. The 10-4. So actually we have retaken the primaries now, but we have to play to the end, I think. So let's just go through that. Yeah, the P2 lands on the airfield. Oh, I forgot to move the Stork, so that takes another damage. That's unfortunate. T-34 attacks the engineers on the bridge. And fresh infantry arrives in the northeast. But they can't get through that heavy infantry well dug in there behind the bridge. In the north we have a couple more infantry arriving. But they seem to head to the northeast instead of the north. And they're backed by another T-34 incoming. I think we might have to take the Tiger in that direction. As soon as we control the true north. Which will be very shortly. And there's another incoming fighter as well. Yeah, so the Martyr does take an attack from enemy infantry. But fortunately they're too weak, you saw that. And they're coming in the south as well. As well as in the east they have a fresh infantry unit attacking. Yeah, so they'll probably keep coming. We can see that in the north as well. They'll keep coming now. but only with weak units. It should be possible to set up a defensive line here without losing too much. Let's start in the air. So we have an enemy LA5 arriving here, but my 2 fighters will try and meet it right there. I will take the remaining fighter up as well, put it in this direction. That was the air, and now let's go back on the ground. So over here we have a fresh infantry unit. Let's remember to take the stock somewhere else. Oh, there's a Katusha here. So the main enemy attack seems to be in this direction. Let's start over here though. The artillery will hit the new arrived infantry. I think we can take it out straight up. Like that. Like that. Bring the Martyr back here. Let's do a little bit of recon with this infantry unit. There's nothing over there. Okay. What about here? No. We do have the Panzer 4. Let's bring it down this way. There we go. That's the T-34. Take it out. Boom. Okay. So there's absolutely nothing left here. I want the Tiger over here. So let's see if we can finish off these enemy units. There is also the artillery piece. So let's take out that one. And then use the 88 to take out that one. Okay, so which one is better against infantry? 18. Yeah, that's clearly the Panzer 3. So I think we'll put... No, let's take the Panzer 3 up first. Ah! That was just one Soviet paratrooper on the way, unfortunately. So let's take that out. And let's start working on that artillery piece. Bring this artillery around over there, this one over there. Then we have the Tiger, which I am gonna put over here. And replenish back to 10. So, the Nebelwerfer, do his thing. Take these guys out of the way. Then you have that one. Let's see. Get this one up here. Let's see if we can finish off this T-34 with the SS. Yes, I think we can. No, it's still alive. Ah, that's what we got the armored car for. Boom. And it's gone. Okay, so there's a new infantry arriving down here and down here. So let's just use the artillery there. That's gonna be pulverized. We can do this. And this. Down it goes. And then we saw somebody down here. How far up did they go though? Did they go to here? Probably, yeah. Yeah, there they are. So we have some artillery on them first. And then let's take the Panzer down and finish them off. Like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So everything is gone except in the corner up here. They have some kind of attack going. Yeah, let's just hit the turn button. Turn 11. Enemy fighter returns to base. The artillery is replenishing. The fresh T-34 is attacking my SS. And the Katusha is attacking the Nebelwerfer. That's cute. The Katusha attacking the Nebelwerfer. And now my 88 is going to get hit by infantry. And they're probably going to retake that. No, the 88 stands firm. But then they need a little bit of help. Oh, we have a fresh T-34 coming in the south. They are battling the Panther, which is protected by a Nashorn. So that's a losing battle for the Soviets. And they have a fresh T-34 in the south as well. We'll take a shot on my infantry on the bridge. They should not be there anyway. Okay. So let's just move them back here. Let's use some artillery on that one. Bring the Panzer IV back up. And if that's not enough, we still got the Stuk. And if that's not enough, we have some heavy infantry, but no, but that's enough. Okay, and the T-34 here. Let's put some artillery on it. Some heavy infantry. And then we have the Panther. Might not take it out actually. So what we could do is take the Nashorn instead. That will push it back one. And then the Panther will follow up and finish it off. There we go. I'm looking forward to get that Panther in my mix. Get these guys back. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of going the wrong way here. So we have this T-34. I'm not sure what to do with that. Let's go up here first then. There's no enemy units around. We know there's an artillery though. Let's find that. That's up there. I can't quite get there though. Okay. I can get there with this one. Move this one up in that direction and move these guys up here and get the artillery up on the other side. Keep the Martyr in Baranenko. We have some infantry right in front of it to support. Then we have the Panzer IV coming up here. Hang on a second, we need to deal some damage over here. Push them out of the way. Push them out of the way. Don't mind me if I just do this a little bit faster. The Katusha is very vulnerable to aircraft. So let's just hit with all the fighters. Okay. Katusha is no longer a problem. Let's take it out with the Tiger. Not quite though. Okay. So that still leaves this T-34 down here. I'm going to need the heavies to do that. Yeah. Okay, so just move these guys up here. Get the heavies up here and then bring these guys down there. Could take the Martyr up as well. Let's take the Martyr up here. Like that. We also have this one to support. Nothing down here, no enemies down here, that's fine. So let's just hit the button, I think. Yeah. Turn 12. Enemy infantry still hitting the 88. That's fine, it's not a core unit. And it actually kills the Soviet infantry. So not a lot of Soviet units left, not on the offensive at least, but they do have a few, including that one T-34 and a couple of fresh infantry in the northeast. So let's see what they are up to. But the Tiger has arrived to that particular scene. I do gotta be careful about the enemy artillery. Which I have vision on from the stalk. Now we know there's still an enemy fighter and a bomber still alive. Still don't have vision. So my armored car is getting hit by enemy infantry. Maybe the T-34 will turn around. No, it hits the SS. 4 damage to the SS and 1 damage in return. Not a good trade-off. Katusha is replenishing. And more infantry is firing on the armored car. The artillery is firing on the infantry, but not my core units. And fresh units arriving in the east. So my SS is actually in trouble now. Let's see if I can get them out of trouble. More arriving in the south as well. Attacking the Stuk. So I guess that will just keep coming here in the last couple of turns. And you can see this now, there's one down here. It's very easy prey because there's no other enemy units around. So we just do that and then take it out. So I think I will shift some units up north. We already have the Martyr 3 on the way. Let's do this just to get some push down that way. Get these guys around this way. How do I do this? I need the heavies in there, that's for sure. So, and I need these guys back here. So this one's got to go. It's not going to deal much damage here. I can deal a little bit to these guys. Let's do that. Bring the SS out of the way and replenish them. Then get the engineers up here. They can do a nice attack here. Let's get the Martyr interaction. And if I'm a bit lucky, I can get the heavies in. Yes, I can get the heavies up here. And they can kill the T-30. No. Almost. Well, it's there, so if I have something that can drive very fast... I don't. No. But it's okay, it will not stay alive for long. We can get this guy back. Oh yeah, actually... the French Panzerwagen can do it. Boom. No enemy aircraft in the skies, so I will continue to straight run the Katusha until it's gone. There we go. So we have these 3 infantry units here, and that's pretty much it. Now the Tiger has to watch out for this artillery piece, but he can go down this way and deal some pretty heavy damage to the enemy units. And that's what they're good at. Alrighty. Now these guys can attack that one on the bridge. I'll bring the Panzer III over here, take a shot as well. Okay. Now, let's see if we can get that artillery down. I don't think so, because the BA-20 is in the way. Maybe if I do this first. Where would it go? Oh, it's dead. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, then we'll take these guys up here. Do that. And follow up on BA-20. Do that. Over here we can fire on the enemy artillery first with my artillery. Get the infantry up there. And take it out. BA-20 is gone. Alright. Bring these guys up here. So still a little bit of action here, nothing going on down here. Okay. So that's turn 13 coming up here. Should be a short turn. Soviet infantry in the east. One of the infantry is moving out of the way. Still got 3 others. We got really annoying artillery in the north, so they're not gonna bother us anymore. Okay, so the remaining Soviet infantry in the east is attacking my engineers. You can see that now, they're taking some damage there, but it's just a question of time before I get rid of those 2. And do they have anything else? Yes, they have fresh infantry in the far north coming in. So I'm just gonna retreat. There's no need to fight them. With only a few turns left, I'm simply just gonna move back. There's no point in doing anything there. Yeah. Just come back with all these guys around here. Something like this. The fighters. Let's see. What do we have down here? Nothing. Okay, they're running out of fuel, so let's just land them. There is an enemy plane here, but it's defended by the anti-aircraft gun, so I'm not gonna go on the offensive for that. Let's see, we can go down here. That's gonna hurt. Sure does. And the SS will just replenish in place. And then we have a couple of other units. We can use the Heavies here. Like that. Get these guys over here. Just more Soviet infantry. So, yeah, nothing's really worrying anymore. We can even use the Martyr to take out one of them. Why not? I got the assets, let's use them. This is not even a full-scale attack, it's just a small pursuit. These guys over here. Still nothing going on down here. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's turn 14 coming up here. We just got in range of some other artillery. Oh, I forgot to move that Panzerwagen. It's okay. He will stop the enemy there, and it's not a core unit, so. Doesn't matter if he dies or not. Yeah, he's still trying to do something with a few units here. Protected by artillery. Here comes the bomber. And it does 1 damage. I do have 1 fighter. But he's got 1 fighter there as well. So he's challenging my fighter. I got some AA gun there as well. Fresh infantry in the east. They will attack the German infantry there. With a couple of turns to go. Let's see how much they bring to the table though. Not much. Let's just fire on these guys. Bring this back a little bit, just enough to entice him to follow. Yeah, so we have this one, can go up and take a shot at the fighter, take the fighter out, and then we can fire on the bomber, which is right over here. We can even take these guys up. And with a little luck, we can actually take it out. Yeah, it's gone. Alright, let's bring this. It's not a core unit, so I'll just bring it back to here. It's fine. Everything is fine here. This is the last enemy attack. I think we will just let's see, there is that artillery though. Is this the stalk? Yeah, let's bring the stalk down here. Okay, so both of these guys are actually in the range of that, so let's bring them out of the way. We'll just bring them back here. Something like this. This is good. Fresh unit coming here, so that's gonna get my wrath. Bring the Panda up. Panzer 3. And do we follow that up with something? Yeah, let's use the heavies here. Finish it off. These are core units, and it can be upgraded. Let's check that out. So this is the Panzer 4H, which can be upgraded to Panthers if I had enough points. Let's check that in the in between scenarios. Maybe I have enough points to get them into Panthers. We'll take a look at that later on. Okay, let's go to turn 15. They can't even reach me now. There's not enough turns. There's a fresh infantry here. Oh, did I move this? No. So one fresh infantry. And they're moving the rest out of the way. And you can actually see everything now. With just a couple of turns left, I don't think we have to worry too much. No. You can just leave this here. There's nothing down here. Nothing to worry about over here. It might be the AA gun. Just move my planes out of the way. Go. And that's fine. Get this one back to full. Okay. Last turn. Hang on, do I have everything under control? Control all primary VPs at the end and they will lose. So let's just make sure that we have this. We got this one. We got this one. We got this one, we got this one, we got this one, this one, this one. Yeah, no problem. Last turn. For the Soviets. And you can see this. It's just an attack on one of the armored cars, doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything else. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I was not paying attention to that. So 3 damage to my SS artillery. That's completely unnecessary. And that's it. Get that back to full strength. Almost. But there's no need to do anything else, so let's just end the turn. And we got a victory. Major victory. So, a rigorous defense has stopped the Soviet offensive in its tracks. With more victories like this, we may soon be in a position to resume our drive to the east. Okay. And we got 4 specialization points, which is not enough to get anything of the new stuff, but we can get Baukommando Becker. And that's the only one we can get. Martyr tank destroyers become available for purchase, and a motorized artillery becomes available for purchase. Okay, I'll think about that. Next up we'll have Belgorod Kharkov, and that's with the substantial Soviet tank losses in southern Russia force. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this preview of the Endsieg DLC, and I will be playing these missions and putting them up on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch some of the episodes before the game goes live on November 13th, feel free to watch on my channel. But also I might be streaming some more here for Slitherine as well, so you can keep watching out for that. And I'll see you guys around. Thank you for being here, and take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.